So we went over the difference between stepping and shifting. We'll go over it one more time. With stepping, I'm keeping my same leg forward, regardless in the direction that I'm going. It could be circling, sidestepping, going forward, going back. I'm always going to come back to whatever stance that I'm in, whether that be orthodox stance or southpaw stance. What we're going to go into right now, and the whole focus of this video, is going to be shifting. Now the deal with the shift is that I'm literally going to switch my stance. I'm shifting my stance. The pros about this are that it sets up new angles of attack, new lines of attack. It's harder to get hit when you're in a different stance and you're using your footwork and your head movement. The downfall about this is that you don't typically practice one side like you practice the other. So there are going to be holes in your game. You might be more slower defensively or offensively. So these are things that you want to practice in the practice room before you go into a competition or a sparring match. Now, with this being said, we're going to go over some of my favorite ways to shift and the most basic ways to shift for starters. So my hands are going to be up. I'm going to be soft bouncing on the balls of my feet. And a basic way to shift is just taking that back leg, driving it forward for a full step. You could also add in a cross from this position. Basic way to shift. Now let's enter into a V shift. A way to do this a little more aggressively is to meet your front foot with your back foot. So I'm going to come together in a squared stance and I drop back. So I'm moving, soft bouncing, come together, drop back. Come together, drop back. Come together, drop back. You can speed it up a little bit as you get more advanced. My shoulders, my head, or a constant movement. On the balls of my feet. V shift. Watch guys like Dominic Cruz, TJ Dillashaw, Willie Pep was the OG of this. They also use it going backwards. You could see these fighters in live action using this going forward and going backwards. So instead of meeting my front foot, I'm just going to be meeting my back foot. You can also use a power hop into this to retreat and get further distance, to set traps and use your footwork in a more dynamic way. Notice how I still switch my stance. Next up, we talked about moving forward for a basic shift. You could watch Israel Adesanya do it backwards, dropping back and shifting your stance. So instead of moving forward, you're dropping back. You're setting traps and you're firing your strike, whatever that is. Dropping back, waiting, baiting for somebody to come in, firing that strike. So with all three of those shifting techniques, they flow very nicely together. Again, it doesn't have to be in any particular order. It's good to mix up your steps with shifting. We'll go over them all one more time before we get out of here. So stepping forward, step through shift. I like to add a punch while I step through. Stepping back. V shifts moving forward. In conjunction with a circle. Dropping back. V shift moving backwards. Moving backwards with a power jump, meeting in that squared stance. In conjunction with a circle. So remember the difference between stepping and shifting. In stepping, we're keeping our same leg forward the whole time. In shifting, we're switching our stance in order to set new lines of attack, to set traps, gauge distance. If we ever feel like we're not leading the dance, meaning somebody's outboxing us, out kicking us, we could reset and come in with a completely different angle. Shifting kind of goes against the traditional model of boxing, unless you're an outlier like Jack Dempsey, Willie Pep, TJ Dillashaw, Dominic Cruz. You're seeing in modern fighting elements of shifting way more than traditional ways of boxing or kickboxing, MMA. But with that being said, practice it in the training room, in the practice room. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much.